Now, we're going to turn our attention to England now. John Terry made some strong comments earlier today.
Is Fabio Capello the sort of manager you can go to as senior players and discuss tactical changes with?
Yeah, no, have done in the past and will do. If we feel it needs to be done. We've got a meeting tonight, probably to watch the game, to see where we went wrong, which is probably the whole 93 minutes actually. But, you know, as a group of players, we owe it to ourselves and to everyone. You know, if we feel there's a problem, there's no point keeping it in. Whether, you know, we have an argument with the manager or it upsets him, us expressing our opinions, everyone needs to get off their chest exactly how they're feeling. Joe's one of them players, whether he starts, you know, on the training field, gives everything and always makes himself available. And I personally think him and Wayne are the only two in the side who can really open up things and the key to breaking down defences. So if he's called upon, Joe will do a great job. I've read things this morning about players playing with fear. I think naturally, you know, at any level, whether it be at, you know, Chelsea or whatever it may be, England, there's always a little bit of nerves. But going on the field, once you step over the white line, I can honestly say that that's totally gone and you're focused on the job in hand. So that's not an excuse we're coming here looking for. We just haven't done it. We've seen us do it in the group stages and score, you know, a lot of goals, defend very well. And I think we just need to go out there and just really think, sod it. We've got one game where we can make or break our tournament, and I don't want to go home on Wednesday. I'm here to win it. I see Nico was sent home for voicing his opinion, and maybe there'll be a few of us sent home after this evening.
Strange interview, isn't it?
Well, it's an astonishing admission that Joe, or hint, by implication, that Joe Cole should be in the team. He and Wayne Rooney, according to John Terry, the only people who can open up defences, which is another astonishing assertion. I can't believe that Capello would approve of that. And it looks to me like the genie's out of the bottle, because there's no way a serious coach and manager, and on his record, that's what Capello is, would allow a player to come out and give a press conference and say the things he's said. It just isn't in the playbook, Bill, of good management.
I can't believe that.
Explain.
He's a player at Chelsea. Joe Cole is a player at Chelsea. They're teammates at Chelsea. That's his mate. There's been some sort of, not in all departments of the media, but some of them have been saying, which always happens when a team doesn't win, this one should be playing, that one should be playing. So some of the press have been saying Joe Cole should be in the team. So you've got the ex-captain of England doing a press conference saying who should be in the team and who shouldn't be in the team. He was saying that Joe Cole should be in the team, in his opinion. Yep. It's not his position to have a press conference to say who should be in the team, who shouldn't be in the team. We touched on it before the programme tonight, Bill, where the power of the players has got out of hand. The tail now wags the dog. We've had France, the players there telling the manager what team to pick. We've had Cameroon, the players there telling the manager they should pick. We've had the Ivory Coast doing the same, and now we've got England. And you can bet your bottom dollar that it's not just those four teams at this World Cup where players are trying to tell the manager who they should pick.
But the argument is being advanced that the kind of austere attitude, the autocratic attitude that Capello has, is actually, and his attitude to the goalkeeper specifically, has kind of destabilised the team.
I think he's made a lot of mistakes, Bill, in the last couple of months. I mean, they qualified very comfortably out of what turns out to be a poor group. His reputation is impeccable, but in the last couple of months he's made some strange decisions. One about the conditioning of the players and the possible effect of altitude on their training camp, but the goalkeeping decision, the decision to play Emil Heskey, the decision to play for Milner in the first match and then take him off after 20 minutes and to put Sean Wright-Phillips on. The decision to play Gerrard wide on the left against Algeria the other night. The decision to completely omit Joe Cole. There are a lot of things that you could question him for. And I think the problem is once it gets out, and players are, you know, talking to their agents who are talking to journalists or maybe talking directly to journalists, I think Capello's lost control of the situation, and that's a major surprise to me.
Can I quote something that Terry said? Everyone needs to get off their chest exactly what they're feeling. If it upsets Capello or it upsets anybody else, any player, so be it. Now, that suggests to me that we're in the business of player power.
Oh, just a bit. See, the thing you forgot to throw in there, the thing that they're complaining about, which wasn't a problem when they were winning games, that he doesn't tell the team until an hour and a half, 2 hours before kick-off. That didn't upset them when they were winning. I tell you what players are about, Bill. Players are about, if they lose a game, the last thing they do, the very, very last thing they do, is pick a mirror up and go, could I have done better today? It's all about, you could have done better, you could have done better. The manager got it wrong with his tactics, his formation, the hotel we stayed in, the omelette I had before the game, the pillow was wrong, the travel arrangements were wrong. That's what your modern player's about today.
Can I just... How many clubs did you manage?
Half a dozen, I think.
Right.
But the players have changed dramatically.
I want to defend players, because players, the good players, do look at themselves, and most of the top players have good character, and they do look at themselves. I don't agree with that generalised characterisation of players. Well, just let me finish. Right? I don't agree.
We're going to fall out here.
We can fall out.
We're not falling out for a while.
We fell out
Let's
before.
fall out.
Okay. Players are, you know, they want to win. They look after themselves. They're very professional. The top players are top people. You know, that Brazilian side tonight, there wouldn't be guys like that, the Spanish side, Dutch side. You know, there may be something in what you're saying in relation to the Premiership and the inability of coaches to impose their will. Bad coaches, weak coaches. But players, Graeme, are more or less the same now as they always were. They like leadership, they like strong leadership. What Capello is allowing to happen now is a form of anarchy as well. I don't think you... I don't think you can condemn players.
Eamon, let me tell you, your first part of the way you started was 100% correct. The top players, one of the things that makes them top players is their attitude when things are going badly. They dig in, they support the manager, they pull the lesser lights along with them, and they make things happen.
But John Terry, Wayne Rooney and Steven Gerrard are top players.
The top players, you mentioned that, is 100% correct. The game of football has never been any different in England. There's always been half a dozen, at most, top players. And the rest below that were good players.
But who are you talking about in terms of... I want to ask you, in the England team, who are the people who won't look in the mirror? Name them.
The vast majority of them.
They're all top players.
I don't think Wayne Rooney needs to be told anything. I don't think Gerrard does. I don't think Lampard does.
John Terry?
I would question that.
Really?
Yeah, most definitely.
Ashley Cole?
Definitely question that.
He's a top player. You're not saying Ashley Cole is a top player.
Let me finish
your opinion that's more interesting.
Going. You've got your top players, maybe half a dozen top players. Never been any different in England. And below that, you've got good players. And the good players today, the difference between our day and the good players today earn anything between 50 and 100 grand a week, and the top ones are 150.
And that distorts everything, is that what you're saying?
What's that done to that group of players, your top men and a large group of good players? What that's done to them, the money has corrupted them and made them think that they are so special that they are top players. And people in the street treat them as a top player because they earn that kind of money. And the vast majority, Bill, don't deserve to be treated like that.
Okay.
And this is what you're getting now of these players at this tournament.
A final word, because we're running out of time.
I think that, you know, most professional players are really good people. That's why they are at the top of where they are. And I can only speak from my experience. There's always been, you know, dodgy players. But I wouldn't say they've changed very much.
All right, OK.